which we were completed up to question number 3, first example. Today we are going to see from question number 3, the second example. Second example is given on your page number 73. Practice set 4.4, question number 3, second question on your page number 73. That is, if x upon 3x minus y minus z is equal to y upon 3y minus z minus x is equal to z upon 3z minus x minus y, and x plus y plus z is not equal to 0, then show that the value of each ratio is equal to 1. The value of each ratio is equal to 1, that we have to show. They have given us this condition that these three ratios are equal, and this condition is given to us that x plus y plus z is not equal to 0, and we have to show that each ratio is equal to 1. Then how we are going to solve this? We are going to use here theorem on equal ratios. What is theorem on equal ratios? Whenever two ratios are equal, A upon B is equal to C upon B, then we can write them as A plus C upon B plus B, or you can write as A minus C upon B minus B. How it can minus? We know that if the value of C is in minus, suppose here A upon B is equal to minus C upon minus B. If such kind of ratio is there, then we can multiply the plus and minus sign, so we will get the middle sign as minus. So this is what the theorem on equal ratio. That only we are going to use here. Why? First, you have to think that how we can get this x plus y. Or at the denominator, if you see here is 3x, here is minus x, here is minus x. So 2x will get minus from 3x. Similarly, here is 3y, here is 1 minus y, here is 1 minus y. This minus y becomes minus 2y. It will get cancelled from 3y. Only 1y will left. Similarly, here also 3z is there. Here is 1 minus z. Here is 1 minus z. So they get cancelled, and you will get some terms in x, y, z. So what the terms we will get, that we will see here. Given that, first of all, write down. Given that x divided by 3x minus y minus z, which is equal to y divided by 3y minus z minus x, which is equal to z divided by 3z minus x minus y, which is equal to. Now here you have to use the theorem on equal ratios. So add these terms, all terms add, numerator add, denominator add. So numerator will become x plus y plus z. So it will become x plus y plus z. What will come in denominator? See here, we have to add all this denominator. This plus this plus this. So what we will get? 3x minus y minus z plus. This is the first term. Here you have to put my plus sign and write this. 3y minus z minus x. Here again we have to put plus sign. This we have completed. Here again put plus sign and write the third term. 3z plus 3z minus x minus y. The whole term will come at the denominator. X plus y plus z divided by this whole term. Now here you can see, here is 3x, here is minus x, and here is minus x. This minus x and minus x will become minus 2x. So first here we will write like this. X plus y plus z. If you can calculate it directly, you can write it down directly also. But if you jumble in this, then write step by step. First write down 3x, then this minus x and minus x will become minus 2x plus 3y plus 3y. Again same here, minus y, and here is minus y. So minus y and minus y becomes minus 2y plus remaining 3z, and here minus z and minus z. 3z and minus 2 times z. This is 2 times z. 3x minus 2x will remain x. 3y minus 2y, y. 3z minus 2z, z. So what we will get? X plus y plus z divided by x plus y plus z. As the condition is given to us that x plus y plus z is not equal to 0. So this value won't become 0. So this will cancel. X plus y plus z upon x plus y plus z is, they will get cancelled. And if they get cancelled, what is the remainder? Or what remains? 1 remains. So what we get? This ratio is equal to 1. This complete ratio is equal to 1. We get this answer. By what we have used here? We have used here theorem or equal ratio. You have to write down that step that we have used there, theorem or equal ratio or theorem of equal ratio. Very simple kind of example. It is just we have to see first the question, what is given to us. And according to that, you have to judge what kind of method we can use and solve the answer. So it was very easy one. Okay. So from question number 3, the third, fourth, and fifth are out of your syllabus. It means this year these 3 questions are reduced from your syllabus. So you don't have to study these 3 examples. But for your practice, you can solve it. You can try it for your own also. Okay. So we will see the question number 4 now. This is the last question, our practice set 4.4. These examples may look way bigger, but they are very, very simple. Question number 4, first. Solve. First question is given 16x square minus 20x minus 20x plus 9 divided by 8x square plus 12x plus 12x plus 21, which is equal to 4x minus 5, 4x minus 5 divided by 2x plus 3. 2x plus 3. Okay, here we have to solve this example and find the value of x. How we are going to find the value of x? In last exercise, we have seen such kind of example. We were multiplying something to numerator and denominator, so over that we get the same values and they may get cancelled. Same thing happens here also. See here, 16 is multiple of 4, 20 is multiple of 5, 8 is multiple of 2, and 12 is multiple of 4. This is multiple of 4 4s are 16, 5 4s are 20, 2 4s are 8, and 3 4s are 12. So if we multiply here by 4, to numerator and denominator, so we will get here what? 16 here, 4 4s are 16, 5 4s are 20, 2 4s are 8, and 4 3s are 12. Also see here, this is x square term, here it is x. Here is also x square term, here is x. And here single x is there. So if we multiply by x, 4x to numerator denominator both. So this will become again x square term and this will become x term. So if we get same terms on both the sides, we can cancel them by using theorem on equal ratios. So first thing what you have to do, here you have to multiply by 4x to numerator and denominator both sides. First, this ratio we will consider is equal to k. Okay, this we will consider is equal to k, or let us multiply first and then we will consider is equal to k. So multiply by 4y. Here only you have to multiply, here you don't have to multiply. So first step is multiply by 4y. Write it down, what we will get? 16x square minus 20x plus 9 divided by 8x square plus 12x plus 21, which is equal to 4y. Sorry, it is not 4y, it is 4x. X variable is there, so multiply by 4x. So 4x into 4x, 16x square minus 20x divided by 2 2s are 8x square plus 12x. Okay. Now here consider this ratio is equal to k. Because we will find out the value of k and we will substitute the value of k in any one equation so that we can get the value of x. See, here also you can write that k. Okay. Let us suppose this ratio is equal to k. Because if we substitute the value of k here and consider these two ratios, then we will get simply the value of x. So here is equal to x, here also is equal to x. Now, see here, we have to cancel these terms. We have to cancel these terms. For that, what we have to do? We have to change the sign. Their sign must be changed, right? Here is 16x square, here should be minus 16x square, so that they could get cancelled. So what we have to do? We have to subtract them. So we will write like this: k is equal to use theorem on equal ratios. So we will have 16x square minus, first write this term, minus 20x plus 9 minus this term, that is 16x square minus 20x divided by, again write down this term, 8x square plus 12x plus 21 minus in the bracket this term, 8x square plus 12x. Whatever this is given, that only I have written here. Just I have written k is equal to. After, at last I have written k, that I have written first here, because we will find out the value of k. That's why we have written k is equal to this term minus this term and denominator minus the denominator. Now change the sign. We will have 16x square minus 20x plus 9 minus 16x square, minus and minus will get plus 20x divided by here 8x square plus 12x plus 21 minus 8x square minus 12x. This plus and minus will get minus. Now cancel the term, plus 60 minus 16 minus 20 plus 20. 8x square minus 8x square plus 12x minus 12x. What is remained? Only the constant, that is 9 upon 21. Therefore, k is equal to 9 upon 21. So k is equal to 9 upon 21. This value if we put here, only in this two terms. So it will become simple to solve, very easy to solve, and we will get the value of x. Put therefore, or write down directly, therefore 4x minus 5 divided by 2x plus 3 is equal to k. Put the value of k. 4x minus 5 divided by 2x plus 3 is equal to, the value of k is 9 upon 21. So this will become 9 upon 21. Cross multiply. 21 into 4x minus 5, which is equal to 9 into 2x plus 3. 9 into 2x plus 3. So multiply them. Here it will become 44x. Sorry, 84x. 21 5s are 105, 21 4s are 84, which is equal to 9 2s are 18x plus 9 3s are 27. Bring x terms on one side and constant on another side. So here it will become 84x minus 18x, which is equal to 27 plus 105. 27 plus 105. 84 minus 80. 66x, which is equal to 132. X is equal to 132 divided by 66. Reduce it. Let me rub here. I'll rub here. So we get 66x is equal to 132. X is equal to 132 divided by 66. X is equal to divide by 3. 3 3s are 3 2s are 3 2s are. Okay. 3 4s are 12. Again 1 remains, 2s are 12. 44 upon 22. So x is equal to 22 1s are 22 2s are. So we get the value of x is equal to. In this way, you have to solve the examples. Whatever the given ratio was there, we have seen that after multiplying which number we will get the second year part, and we subtracted it because we have to cancel the terms. There we get the value of k as 9 upon 21. That we have substituted in the given ratio. Any one you can take. It will become bigger to solve because here it is square terms. This is very easy. So we just cross multiply, solve and find the value of x. X is equal to 2. Similarly, we will solve the second example. What is the second example given to us? Second example is 5y square plus 40y minus 12 divided by 5y plus 10y square, 5y plus 10y square minus 4, which is equal to y plus 8 divided by 1 plus 2y. 1 plus 2. So this is given to us and we have to find the value of x. So find the value of y. First of all, consider this ratio is equal to k, because at last we have to put the value of k and solve this two by taking that ratio. So again, see here, if what we can multiply, here is 5, here is 1, here is 40, here is 8. Okay, if you multiply by 5, this will become 5 by and 8 5s are 40. Again, if we multiply here also by 5, it will become 1 into 5, 5 and 2 5s are 10. So we get the values. See here, only the sequences change. If you want to change the sequence, you can change here also and here also. The y term is given afterwards, but it doesn't matter because we have to cancel it afterwards. So the sequence doesn't matter. That first term is y and afterwards it is y square. So again, same thing here, y is there, here y square is there. So to cancel that terms, we have to multiply by y also. So here we have to multiply by 5y. So this will become, this will also become 5y square, this will become 5y square. This becomes 8 5s are 40y. And here it will become 5y, here is also 5y, and here it will become 10y square. So what do we have to do? We have to multiply by 5y. So write it down. Multiply by 5y. So after multiplying, what we will get? Only to second term only here we have to multiply, not to this term. So only second term. Second ratio, whatever is given. Therefore, we will get 5y square plus 40y minus 12 divided by 5y plus 10y square minus 4, which is equal to, this will become 5y square plus 40y divided by 5y plus 10y square, which is equal to 3. which is equal to k. Now again subtraction should be there, so the signs values will change, sign will change, and this will get cancelled. Here is also plus y, 5y square. Here is also plus 5y square. Here we should have minus sign. Here also minus sign, so that they should get cancelled. So therefore, k is equal to, subtract them, 5y square plus 40y minus 12 minus, first write in bracket, then we will solve. 40y divided by 5y plus 10y square minus 4 in the bracket minus 5y plus 10y square. Here you have to write it down by theorem on equal ratio. That theorem we have used there, by theorem on equal ratio, so that we can put here minus sign. Now multiply by minus sign, change the sign of the bracket term. Okay, which is equal to 5y square plus 40y minus 12 minus 5y square minus 40y divided by 5y square plus 10y, sorry, it is 5y plus 10y square minus 4 minus 5y minus 10y square. Now cancel the terms, minus 5y square minus plus 40 minus 40 plus 5y plus minus 5y plus 10y square minus 10y square. What is remain here? Minus 12 upon minus 4. So we get k is equal to minus 12 divided by minus 4. This also we can reduce, k is equal to 3 we will get, because first by minus sign will get cancelled, and k is equal to 4 ones are 4 threes are 12. So k is equal to, we will get 3. So this becomes very easy. We get value of k is equal to 3. Put it here. Therefore, y plus 8 upon 1 plus 2y, which is extremely sorry, is equal to k. This part we are going to consider only and put their value of k. K is equal to 3. So we get y plus 8 upon 1 plus 2y, which is equal to 3. This term multiply to 3. This here cross multiply, we get y plus 8 is equal to 3 into 1 plus 2y. Multiply by 3. Y plus 8 is equal to 3 plus 6y. 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6. Bring y terms on one side and constant on another side. So this is 6y. Bring it here, y minus 6y, 3 minus 8. This plus 8 will go there. It will become minus 8. Y minus 6y minus 5y. And 3 minus 8 minus 5. Again, minus sign will get cancelled. Y is equal to 5 upon 5. Y is equal to 5. So we get the value of y is equal to 5. So very simple kind of examples they are. Just you have to know how we are going to solve them. The method should be remembered that very easy, that is your theorem on equal ratio. Just whatever the addition or subtraction we need and multiplication, according to that we will solve. We get a very simple example and finally we get our answer. So in this way we have completed our practice set 4.4. They look very big examples, but they are quite easy ones. If you know the method how to solve these examples, they becomes very easy to solve. If you practice a little bit these examples, they become very easy when you solve in exam. Otherwise, if you just see or look after them, and you think that we will directly solve an exam, then it becomes very difficult to solve them during exam. So how many times you practice through your under, that is very important. Just try and solve that example. Each example, if you solve for like 2 to 3 times, then it will become learn by heart afterwards. And you don't have to think a lot about when you will solve an exam. Okay. So now we will see the next part, that is continued proportion. So what is continued proportion? Let us suppose if two numbers are there, 3 as to 5 and 5 as to 6. 5 as to 8. If these two numbers are there, then we can say that 3 as to 5 and 5 as to 8. So these terms, this and this terms are same. So this we can write as 3 as to 5 as to 8. These three numbers, these two different ratios, we can merge in one single ratio, like 3 as to 5 as to 8. So this is called the continued proportion. This is called the continued proportion. Or this we can write 3 as to 5. How do we write 3 as to 5? It is 3 upon 5. 5 upon 8, how we write 5 upon 5 as to 8? How we write 5 upon 8? Same thing we are going to write here. 3 upon 5 is equal to 5 upon. So this is what we are continued proportion, in which this 5 is repeated. This 5 is repeated means what? This is called as geometric mean. Let us suppose if three numbers are there, means A, B, and C. They are in continued proportion. So how they, if they are in continued proportion, means what? A as to B as to C. Means what we will have, A upon B is equal to B upon C. And if we solve, if we cross multiply, B multiply here, C multiply here, we will get AC is equal to B square. Means what? B square is equal to AC. Then this is called as geometric mean. This B is called as geometric mean of A and C. B is called as geometric mean of A and C, or it is also called as mean proportionality. Mean proportional. Same. B is called as geometric mean of A and C, or B is called as mean proportional of A and C. They both mean the same. There is no difference between them. Okay. So whenever three numbers are in continued proportion, this is also possible, this is also possible, this is also possible, B is called, and this is also possible. So if three numbers are in continued proportion, this much of possibilities or the ways are there to write down the ratio. This is first, this is second, this is third, this or this is same, this is fourth, and this is fifth. Okay. So if A, B, C are in continued proportion, then we can say that A as to B as to C, or A upon B is equal to B upon C. Or if we cross multiply, then it becomes AC is equal to B square. That only I have written here like this. That is B square is equal to AC. Or we can write it as B is called as geometric mean of A and C, or B is called as mean proportional of A and C. They all mean the same. They all mean the same. This is the different varieties in which we can write the three numbers which are in continued proportion. Okay. Now we know that if two ratios are equal, then we can suppose it is equal to K also. So whenever we are necessary that we have to suppose some ratio is equal to K, then we will use it here in examples, because where we have to find the values of the given constant number, so that we can use such kind of method in which we will use here K. Okay. So this is what about the continued proportion, the basics of continued proportion. We will go directly to the practice set 4.5 of this chapter, which is the last exercise of this chapter. Practice set 4.5. We'll see question number 1. Okay. Practice set 4.5, question number 1 on your page number 77. What is the question given to us? Which number should be subtracted from 12, 16 and 21? 12, 16 and 21, so that resultant number are in continued proportion. So that resultant number, okay, whatever the number we will get, that should be in continued proportion. A number is which is subtracted from all these three numbers, so that whatever the numbers we will get, they are in continued proportion. Let us suppose that x is the number which is subtracted from these three numbers. Let us suppose x is the number which is subtracted from these three numbers. Then what the numbers we will get? We will get 12 minus x. Then we will get 16 minus x. And last number we will get 21 minus x. These three numbers we will get here, which after subtracting x. And they are said that these three numbers are in continued proportion. These three numbers are in continued proportion. Right? These three numbers are in continued proportion means what? This 12 minus x as to 16 minus x as to 21 minus x. Or what we will write? 12 minus x upon 16 minus x, which is equal to 16 minus x upon 21 minus x. Or we can write this b square minus into ac, that is 12 minus x into 21 minus x, which is equal to 16 minus x bracket square. And we will solve and find the value of x. When we will find the value of x, we will put here and subtract, and we will get the three numbers which are in continued proportion. This is very easy kind of example. What you have to do? You have to suppose x is subtracted from given numbers such that these three numbers are in continued proportion, such that 12 minus x, 16 minus x and 21 minus x are in continued proportion. That is 12 minus x as to 16 minus x as to 21 minus x, which is equal to this, and now we are going to solve this. Either solve this by a minus b bracket square. How we are going to solve a minus b bracket square? A square minus 2ab plus b square. So according to that you have solved, and here you have to normal multiply. First multiply by 12 to this bracket, then minus x to this bracket. So what we will get? So multiply them. 12 into 21. 12 into 21. 12 into minus x. Minus 12 into x. Minus x into 21. And minus x into minus x plus x into x. Minus minus, first I have written here plus side, and then x into x, which is equal to 16 minus a minus b bracket square. So first it will become 16 bracket square minus 2 into 16 into x minus x square, sorry, plus x square. A square minus 2ab plus b square. So according to that, multiply here. 12 into 21. Let us check. 21 multiplied by 12. 12 ones are 12. 12 twos are 24 and 1 25. Okay. So this multiplication becomes 252 minus 12x minus 21x plus x square, which is equal to 16 square is 256 minus 16 twos are 32x plus x square. See here, plus x square cancel from both the sides. What is remain? What is remain? That are all only of x terms. So I write it here. 252 minus 12 minus 21. 32, 33 minus 33x minus 33x, which is equal to 256 minus 32x. Bring x term on one side and constant on another side. See here, okay, here minus 256 and minus 32x, that is only remain. So this is x term, so minus 33x plus 32x, which is equal to 256 minus 252 minus 33 minus plus 32. So it will become minus x, which is equal to 56. 256 minus 252, that is 4. So we get x is equal to minus 4. This minus sign will shift there. You will get x is equal to minus 4. Okay, so this is one method to solve this example. This is first method to solve this example. You just cross multiply and solve the example. Or there is one more method, that this is equal to k. Consider this ratio is equal to k and add them. We will get some value of k. Add them or subtract them, because here minus and minus x is there. So this minus x won't get cancelled. If you subtract them, then minus and minus will become plus. So plus x and minus x will get cancelled. You will get the value of k. Put in any one equation, any one, either this is equal to or this is equal to, and find the value of k. So how we are going to do? I'll rub this and write it down again. This was the first method to solve this example. Now one more method is there to solve this example. Whichever method do you like, you can use that one. Okay. So what we are having? 12 minus x upon 16 minus x, which is equal to 16 minus x divided by 21 minus x, which is equal to k. This term I have considered here. 12, 16, 21. Now, as if we have done in last example that we subtract here, that same thing we have to do here. We are going to subtract here and minus this term. So we will get, that implies k is equal to 12 minus x minus 16 minus x. Denominator 16 minus x minus in the bracket 21 minus x, which is equal to 12 minus x minus 16 plus x minus 16 minus become plus x. And a denominator 16 minus x minus 21 plus x. Minus a multiply. This minus x plus x minus x plus x get cancelled. What is remain? 12 minus 16. It is minus 4. 16 minus 21. That is minus 5. So k value is equal to minus 4 upon minus 5, which is equal to 4 upon 5. K is equal to 4 upon 5. Okay, now we get the value of k. Put in this, either take this 2 or either take this 2. Whichever you like, you can take there and solve. So we will take this one, 12 minus x divided by 16 minus x, which is equal to k. This one and k I have supposed. Any one you can take. Okay, so I have supposed this one and put the value of k, which implies 12 minus x upon 16 minus x, which is equal to 4 upon 5. Cross multiply, simple is there, just cross multiply and solve. So we get 5 into 12 minus x, which is equal to 4 into 16 minus x. 16 minus 5x, which is equal to 64 minus 4x. Bring x term on one side, constant on another side. So we'll get minus 5 plus 4x, which is equal to 64 minus 60. Minus 5 plus 4 minus x, which is equal to 64 minus 60, that is 4. So again we get the value of x is equal to both the way x is equal to minus 4, minus 7. If we solve by any of the method, your answer is same. Your answer is not going to change. You either use this method or you use that method. Whichever method is convenient for you, you can use that. In that method, we have cross multiplied and solved and find the value of x. In this method, we have subtracted by using which? Theorem on equal ratio. That theorem we have used here, theorem on equal ratio. According to that, we have subtracted here. Solve, find the value of k, put in any one equal ratio, and we will find the value of x. Whichever method is convenient for you, that you can use. There is no compulsion regarding that. Okay. Now we will see the second example. Second example. If 28 minus x is mean proportional of 23 minus x and 19 minus x, then find the value of x. Already they have given that 28 minus x is mean proportional to 23 minus x and 19 minus x and 19 minus x. Already they have given to us, they are in mean proportion. We don't have to do any more steps to solve this example. We can directly write down, given that, here you can say, given that 28 minus x is mean proportional to this two. Therefore, what we will get? We can write directly 28 minus x bracket square, which is equal to 23 minus x into 19 minus x. Either multiply or take k method. It is one and the same thing. I will take k method. For homework, you will solve the multiplication method. For homework, solve this multiplication method. I will take the k method. So we get 23 minus x divided by 28 minus x, which is equal to 28 minus x, which is equal to 19 minus x. So this three numbers are in continued proportion, and we are given that this is mean proportional to these two numbers. So I have written it like this: 23 minus x upon this 28 minus x. Again, subtract them. Subtract them so that x will get cancelled. So therefore, k is equal to 23 minus x minus 28 minus x divided by 28 minus x minus 19 minus x. By what? Theorem on equal ratio. Theorem on equal ratio. Multiply by minus sign. See what we will get. 23 minus x minus 28 plus x divided by 28 minus x minus 19 plus x. Minus x plus x minus x plus x get cancelled. 23 minus 28. So k is equal to minus 5 and 28 minus 19. It will become minus 9. Minus 9. So what we will get? K is equal to 5 upon 9. K is equal to 5 upon 9. Put in any one. Any one you can put. Now we will take these two. These two we will take, put the value of k. Therefore, 28 minus x divided by 19 minus x, which is equal to k. Put the value 5 upon 9. 28 minus x upon 19 minus x, which is equal to 5 upon 9. Cross multiply and solve. Very easy. Cross multiply and solve. You will find the value of x. You will find the value of x. Okay, we will take the third example. The remaining part is homework for you. Just cross multiply them, solve them, and find out the values. 5 into 19 minus x. And solve and find the value of x. What will be the value of x? You will solve. Only 2 examples are left. We will take these 2 examples quick so that we will complete our practice set 4.5. For example, very important example this is. 3 numbers are in continued proportion whose mean proportional is 12 and the sum of the remaining 2 numbers is 26. Then find the numbers. Okay, 3 numbers are in continued proportion. Let us suppose let A, B, C be the numbers in continued proportion. Okay, these 3 numbers are in continued proportion. What they have given, the mean proportional is given how much 12 and the sum of the remaining 2 numbers is, now how the mean we are finding out this 2 number, that is b square is equal to AC. So the value of b square is equal to AC. So the value of b square is given 12. B value is given 12 and addition of the numbers A plus C is given 26. The value of A plus 6 is given 26. Addition of the remaining 2 numbers, that is 26. So the B value is 12. Put it here. So put it here. It will become 12 square, which is equal to AC. AC is equal to 144. We'll get the value of A, or we will get the value of C. Find the value of C. We will get 144 upon A. C की value निकाली, A shift किया 144 upon A, so we get the value of C. Put it here. Put the value of C here. A plus 144 upon A, which is equal to 26. Now to solve this denominator, we have to multiply A to all the terms, right? We have to multiply by A. So that this terms will get cancelled. This A will get cancelled. So here we are doing that multiply by A. So after multiplying by A, what we will get? A into A plus A into 144 divided by A, which is equal to 26 multiplied by A. Here A will get cancelled. A becomes A square plus 144, which is equal to 26A. This is 26A. Write in proper format. Write in proper format. This is A square, this is A term, this is constant. So we will write A square minus 26A plus 144, which is equal to 0. Right, 26 I have shifted here. This becomes 144, which is equal to 0. This becomes a quadratic equation. A square minus 26A plus 144, which is equal to 0. Now we have to find the factors of 26 such that their multiplication is 144 and addition becomes minus 26. So which are the numbers? The numbers are 18 8s are 18 and 8. The numbers are 18 and 8. 18 8s are 144 and their addition becomes 26. So we have to take minus sign of both the numbers. So because minus 8 and minus 18 will becomes minus 26 and multiplication becomes plus 144. So we are going to write it like this. So A square minus 8A minus 18A plus 144, which is equal to 0. Take A common from both the sides, so here will become a minus 8 minus, see here 144 can be written as 18 8s are 18 into 8, which is equal to 0. So we can take 18 common outside. Here we can take 18 common outside. A in bracket it will remain a minus 8, which is equal to 0. Because we are taking minus 18 common outside, so in bracket it will become minus sign remain. Minus 18 we have taken common outside, so here in between minus sign will remain. Because after multiplying by minus 18 to plus 8, it will become plus 144. It will become original number. Okay. Now from again these two numbers, a plus 8 and a plus 8 will come common outside. What is remain? A minus 18, which is equal to 0. So we get a minus 8 is equal to 0, or a minus 18 is equal to 0. So a value is 8, or a is equal to 18. So we get the value of a, two different numbers. Now we have to find the value of c, because here a is divided 144 upon a. So we have to put the value of a and find the value of c also. We have the value of b. We have to find the value of a and c. Here we get the value of a. Now we have to find the value of c. Therefore, c is equal to 144 divided by 8, or c is equal to 144 divided by 18. 144 divided by 18. First put a is equal to 8, then put a is equal to 18. Put the values, therefore c is equal to 18, or c is equal to 8. 18s are 144 and 18 8s are 144. So that is the thing. We get the number 18 and 8. So the numbers are, just make a square bracket. Remember one thing, when a is 88, then c is 18. When a is 18, then c is 8. 12 is common to both the terms. 12 is here, b for b is equal to 12 is common for both the terms. But when a is equal to 8, then b is equal to c is equal to 18. And when a is equal to 18, then c is equal to 8. That you don't jumble that 18 and 8. They are same. They are different. When a is equal to 8 we get, that time c की value हमें 18 मिलती है. Like this you have to solve. Okay. Now we are moving to the last example. Very simple example. We will take quickly that example so that we can complete our practice set 4.5. So there is an equation given to us, that is a plus b plus c. Question number 4. A plus b plus c in one bracket, and in another bracket it is a minus b plus c. A minus b plus c, which is equal to a square plus b square plus c square. A square plus b square plus c square. Okay. Then show that a, b, c are in continued proportion. What we have to show? We have to show that this a, b, c are in continued proportion. When numbers are in continued proportion, how we write? B square is equal to ac. Or we write a upon b is equal to b upon c. Or we write a as to b as to c. So after solving this, any one condition from this we are going to satisfy. Then what we are doing? We are taking two numbers in common here, a plus c, a plus c. My plus b and minus b shift to the other side. Like this, you have to adjust these numbers. A plus c in one bracket plus b. Okay. And again, a plus c in one bracket minus b, which is equal to a square plus b square plus c square as it is. Okay. Now, if we see here, this is a plus b, a minus b. This term comes in under a plus b and a minus b. So the formula for this a plus b and a minus b is a square minus b square. This is the formula of a square minus b square. So this will become here a plus c bracket square minus b square, which is equal to a square plus b square plus C square. This is the expansion of A plus B, A minus B. This is A. Consider this complete bracket as A, this complete bracket as A, and this is B. So this is A plus B, A minus B. This is the expansion of A square minus B square. A is replaced by A plus C. Now this A plus C bracket square is there. So here we are going to solve by using again A plus B bracket square. What is A plus B bracket square? A plus B bracket square is A square plus 2AB plus B square. According to that, B की जगह पे C है. So we are going to solve like this. A square plus 2AC plus C square minus B square. This B square as it is, which is equal to A square plus B square plus C square. See here plus A square plus C square get cancelled. Here is minus B square, it will shift there. B square would get cancelled because it is sign different here. So 2AC which is equal to B square plus B square. So what we will get? 2AC is equal to 2B square. This 2 get cancelled. AC is equal to B square. Means what? B square is equal to AC. That is only what we have to show. B square is equal to AC. Means what? B is mean proportional to AC or A, B, C are in continued proportion. Therefore, A, B, C are in continued. Very easy exercise. It was only 4 examples are there. So 5th and 6th examples are reduced from your syllabus. So you can try it at your home for your practice purpose. Okay, here we have completed our today's lecture. Ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. Hello.